Now I am in my Fortigate firewall here. Now we will have to activate the eval license. Now since our firewall is able to reach the internet, um, as you can see, right, and also DNS is working fine. Now let's go here and log in as admin at 123. So I'm inside my firewall. Now I will do eval license like this, and I will basically enter my credentials of the support portal right here. So as you can see, I see as 0 products to my account are registered. So I'll go here and type in my credentials. Now if you don't have the account, you can create one, register for one with your personal email account, and just enter the credentials here with which you log into the support portal, the same credentials. And now if I go to my Fortinet, this should be able to send the traffic now. Let's see what happens. Once this is done, the system will be rebooting. Yes, it is. So that means the evaluation process was successful, and now the firewall is going to reboot, and the evaluation period will be starting, and I should be able to see this in my products and assets. Yeah, as you can see, I can see this registration date, and the trial has been activated on this serial number. So if I go to my firewall here, once this is restarted, I will show you the info which we will compare the serial number from here and from my firewall, and they should be the same. Yeah, again you can see here only that the serial number is matching, right? So let's see, once this is back, then we will again log in to uh, the the system right on the GUI. Yeah, so I'll just hit on admin, and admin at 123 is the password. Hit enter, and then I should be able to see the GUI now for the first time, or I should be able to do the setup. So I'll set begin, and this is the host name. If you want to change, you can change it. Let's say firewall, or we can say DC firewall 1. Okay, and let's keep this as optimal, and yeah, that's all. So I will just close this message, and now you can see all this here, right? So allocated is RAM is 1 GB. We can have a maximum of 2 GB. If you want to increase, we can do it, but the allocated vCPUs is going to be only 1. And also the network interfaces that we will have is only going to be 3. So you go to the network here and then go to interfaces, and you will see only 3 interfaces because of the eval license here. That is why we are having a 7.2 here and 7.0. So you should see the difference there. Now on the port 1, as you saw in the CLI, these are the protocols or administrative access protocols that are allowed by default. And on port 2, you can see now on port 4, right, we did the configuration, and we will have to change that from here. So we will have to have a port which is like port 3 instead of port 4. Now if I do admin and admin at 123, this is going to be a problem now, because if I do execute ping to 99.1.1.1, which is going to fail because we don't have the interface right now. So that is a problem over there. So we will have to remove this port 3 and connect it here, and then assign an IP address there. So I will just close the firewall, and I will just system, and I can do a shutdown here. I will shut down the firewall, and let's wait for the firewall to shut down. Now for the DMZ part, I will take 7.0, but for some of the next gen features, I will have this one here. So I'll say I will not delete the firewall, so I'll just delete the port from here as well as from here. So I'll keep the DMZ as is for the time being. We can use it later. Port 3 is here, and let's get started. Okay, we will wait for the firewall to boot up. Double click and open. Okay, so this has booted up. Admin and admin add 1 to 3. Great. Now I'm inside this firewall. Now I can go to the GUI and configure the port 3. Let's do it from the CLI this time. You've seen, sorry, from the GUI this time. You have seen the CLI. I'll say okay. Now to configure the interfaces, basically you have to go to network and then interfaces, and then you select the port 3, which is now our external interface. Right, select on that, click on that, sorry, and then you can have the type or the mode, you can say manual DHCP, right? So we are doing as this as manual. The IP address is going to be 99.1.1.51/24. okay, so that is and then I can have the administrative access as a ping just to test it, right? And that would be all. Hit OK, and I have this. Now I know that we will not be having the static route because the interface itself was deleted. So just to check the route, what you can do is you have a command which is get router info routing table all, and you see, right, it is just the connected route. Now we don't have the static routes here. Now we did configure the static routes through the CLI. Let's configure this on the GUI. So you go to the network option, go to interfaces, and then basically inside the network you go to static routes and you create a new one and say default, and the gateway is basically 99.1.1.1. That's all you need to configure, and you need to say the port. Basically this is going to be port 3, and the firewall is smart enough. It knows that 99 network is connected through the port 3, so it just took it. Hit on OK. Now if I go do the same command here, I should have a static route now. Yeah, and if I do the execute ping here to 8.8.8.8, now this should be successful. Now even if I do execute trace route and then the destination, which is 8.8.8.8, I should see this going to the 99 and then to my through the router to the this address to my the router on the wireless LAN, right? So that is how you do the configuration of static route and interface configuration through the GUI. And we have come across the limitation of the Eval license on 7.2, wherein you only have 3 interfaces, and we made the changes to the topology, and then we configured, and then we also verified that the firewall is able to reach to the internet. Now that would be all for this video. I will see you in the next lecture.